Record. All right. So today I am joined by drag extraordinaire Pandora Boxx. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good,
How-
good. I'm well, thank you. Yeah, so first off, Pandora, tell me, how excited are you that your new album Box is out in the world for all to listen to?
I'm very excited. It took quite a while to get it all together, and I'm excited, and then I was nervous, but mostly excited.
Good, good. And this is your debut full-length album, right?
Yeah, I've done a few tracks before, but I've never done a full album. So,
Okay, so what inspired you to do this project? And is there an overall story the album is telling?
I'd always wanted to do an album since I was a kid. I really loved Madonna and music, and uh, it kind of seemed like a lofty goal because records, I just dated myself, albums it costs a lot of money to do. And I did a Kickstarter for it when I was on All Star 6 and it got funded. And so then I had the resources to do it. So I wanted to do it. And then after All Star 6, part of the reason too is because I didn't do that well in the girl group challenge and my was very disappointed. Even though RuPaul liked my verse that I wrote, when I actually recorded it, it didn't go as planned. And so it was kind of like, so I have a song on the album that's kind of a redo of that. And that kind of inspired me to, I don't know, maybe prove myself.
Okay, okay, gotcha. Yeah, you say that this is your most personal work ever. Why is that?
Well, I've done a lot of songs about penis and cooter and poop, and I just wanted to do, I don't know, something a little more meaningful. And as I've gotten older, I'm thinking of what I'm putting out into the world and leaving behind. And I kind of wanted to do something that spoke to me and maybe spoke to other people and was a little bit of a cathartic journey to kind of get some of these feelings out. But I wanted it to be fun and dancey, like Robin or Sia, and who make really sad songs that you dance to.
Yeah, for sure, yes. And Box is completely PG. There's like no naughty route with it.
Nope, there is not, which is it's weird. I'm like, I've gone family friendly.
Family friendly. God, Pandora PG. That's a kind of a new era for you, right?
Yeah, although it was pretty easy to write because I really that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to I don't want to say serious, but I wanted it to be a little more in depth, a little more meaningful. So yeah, that's what I did.
Nice, nice. And Dance was the first single that was released, and some of the other tracks include Pill, Gay, Raspberries, all like one singular titles, which I love. And I know this is a very hard question, but is there one song that you may favor over the others?
Well, I like all of them for different reasons, and I do have a lot of affection for Pill because it's really it's a deep dive into my emotions, but it's mixed with Alice in Wonderland references. So
Nice. Awesome, very nice. Are you currently working on any visuals to accompany the tracks?
yeah, actually tomorrow the music video for Dance comes out, so I'm really excited about that. And my friend Brad Hammer directed it, and it's really fun, and I think it really captures the mood of the song, which is to just, dance like no one's watching and don't care what other people think.
Definitely. How has Box been received by audiences so far?
So far it's been really good. There was an article, and now I feel bad that I can't think of where I think it was Pop Culture, and someone wrote an article that was a really good review, and I was concerned because it started off with uh Rue Girls and how it's like its own genre of music, and then it kind of like didn't speak highly of every Rue Girl song. And I was like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
But it actually was like nice, and he liked the album, and there were compliments, and there were no backhanded compliments, which I
Mhm.
tend to get a lot of. And so it was really nice to get a good review for that. And everybody that's commented to me has liked it. And the thing is, if people don't like it, they don't have to tell me. That's fine.
Exactly.
Just
Exactly.
tell me if you like it. If you don't, that's fine. I absolutely know that it's not for everybody.
Yeah, for sure. Well, is there anything you ultimately hope they take away from the album?
Well, I hope that they have fun listening to it and I hope they dance. And, if they want to do some deeper dives into it, there's songs that deal with ageism, there's songs that deal with not liking yourself. There's a song about Star Trek, if you really love Star Trek. But also that one's about being a kid too, and that was an escape for me. So it's kind of like dreaming of going to the stars and watching Star Trek and all that.
Perfect. Well, have you always had a desire to pursue music in some way?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not I'm no Mariah Carey or Adore Delano, who has an amazing voice, but there's many artists that don't have like the best voice out there. But I feel like I love writing music. Well, like writing the lyrics. I didn't write the music part. My friend Brandon James Gwynn wrote the music, which is actually why the album kind of took the direction it was too, because he believed in me and I wrote lyrics for one song and he told me I was a good lyricist and that's all I needed to know.
There you go. That's all you
Like I'm good. Now it's out. I'm doing it all. I'm gonna really go for
need.
it. So I've always written poems and poetry and have an affection for music. And I think music can transport you immediately to a certain place.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. And of course, everyone knows you from your time on RuPaul's Drag Race. So, how would you say you have evolved as an artist over the course of time?
Well, I think that I think well now it's easier to get a lot of things for drag when it wasn't easy. Even on season two, like just getting styled wigs. I mean, there's a lot of shake and go wigs on season
Oh,
two,
yes.
but there weren't a lot of people that were styling wigs either then. And I did go to cosmetology school, but doing hair and doing wigs is it's very different. I'm not very good at styling wigs. So I think the drag itself has evolved, so that's allowed me to evolve.
Yeah.
And I think because of Drag Race, I've been able to explore different things like having a one woman show and doing stand-up comedy and being able to do music and have people listen to it. So I
Mhm.
think that that's how my drag's evolved. And now after Drag Race, I'm kind of like at this point where I don't really care what other people think, and I'm really fighting for that because I think that's what everyone should be. Like, I think everyone should not be so invested in what everyone thinks. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of amazing Drag Race fans, and there's a lot of really terrible Drag Race fans that like to be really
Oh,
mean online.
oh, the Drag Race fandom is like the absolute worst. I mean, I've seen some of the comments people post on these social media posts, and it's like this is one of the most toxic fandoms that's out there. And I'm a little bit curious to know, like, what was it like returning to All Stars in 2021 and competing against a lot of younger queens, and you experienced ageism from the fandom, didn't you?
Oh yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Because I looked older. I dared to look like older than I
Mhm.
did 10 years ago. And I'm like, I don't know if you know how old I was on Drag Race season two, because I was 37. So I was the oldest one then too. And I just looked younger then. So it's yeah, I was a little dismayed, but then I just stopped
Just stop caring what
listening
people
to
thought.
it. Yeah. Um yeah, and in the interviews too, I had gotten like this laser facial. And so like the first interviews with me, my face looks more red than normal. And I saw it and I was like, because it was supposed to have faded by that. But in hindsight, it was also difficult too because we shot in the pandemic, like
Yeah.
no vaccine, no nothing. We had to get a COVID test every 3 days. We had 3 weeks to get ready. So it was just like mentally exhausting for
Yeah.
me. I think it was hard on everyone because it was just such a weird situation where people can't even like be near you. There were certain levels of who could be around you and
Yeah.
like who could touch you. There was only like a group of four PAs that were allowed to touch us, like if we needed help with a zip or anything like that. So it was weird. And it was weird to have gone back so many years later. And also after All Stars 1, which was very terrible.
We just kind of forget about that.
Yeah, I was not. I'm not at my best. I don't even could never even watch it again, and I don't like how the moments that were caught on tape that were
Yeah,
not great.
yeah, I get that. Yeah, yeah.
So it's like at first I was very excited, and I was like in the top three of talent, and I was very excited. Well, first I wasn't sure because I was like, "What's happening?" They said all good things. So yeah, I was just like, well, I can't go home first. That can't happen. And once I
Exactly.
was in top three, and then I was good. I'm like, okay, I made it for the first episode. I'm doing well. And then it's kind of like I felt like I was kind of middle of the road, which is
Mhm.
fine. And yeah, and then I just really wanted to leave midway through. I was like, this is a lot. This is too much. And they're not featuring me, and I can feel it. And I'm just kind of, I should just go.
And checked out of it.
A little bit. I mean, I tried, but it was just like, no. And then with Snatch Game, I was really like, oh God, I can't do this. And then I realized it was crashing and burning.
Remind me, who were you on Snatch Game?
I did Kim Cattrall.
Kim Cattrall. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
because I felt like I could get her the cadence of her like Samantha character right. And when I was rehearsing, and I was like, oh, I can get it.
Mhm.
It just, it was, no.
And you already set the bar very high when you were Carol Channing, so that's what everyone's going to know you for.
Yeah, and I tend to get really in my head, and which you can see sometimes on screen when I'm like and have a certain look. And when Rue didn't laugh at one joke, I was just like, oh shit. So it just was crumbling from then. And then I was already like exhausted, and we had just done because we shoot constantly. So it's like I had
Yeah.
just gone through an emotional like where it was like a tie for the elimination, and then like Trinity saved me, and so it was all that
Mhm.
breakdown of emotions and crying. And then the next day, it's like, all right, and we're doing Snatch Game.
And there you go. Yep, yep. So if asked to come back, do you have any desire to go back and compete again?
I don't know, maybe. I
Maybe.
would say I never say never about anything in life, but
Exactly.
yeah, I mean, the versus the world seems kind of fun because you get to work with people, different people that you would never work with, and
Mhm.
I don't know, they seem, I don't know, it's all a lot.
It is a lot, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
And
if I give a costume budget like I did for All Stars, this last one, yeah, I'd probably do it if they were like, here's money for your
there you
costumes.
go. Yes, yes. Do you keep up with the show?
I think the politically correct answer is to say yes.
But give me the tea, give me the
But
real
I'm going
tea.
to say that there is a lot of drag race, a lot, a lot, a lot, and I don't know how anyone keeps up with all the seasons. I think there's a new one starting, and
They just announced that new global all stars that Alyssa Edwards is going to be a part of.
yeah, and this latest one, this one's not even over, is it?
Uh, actually, I'm not a couple weeks behind. So yeah, I think we're still going with like the new all stars.
Yeah, so no, I mean, I try to keep up with enough so I'm like know queens if I see them, and I don't want to be completely like ignorant of it, but it's too much. And also I have PTSD from the show, so watching it like I if I go to like a viewing party and watch it, that's fun because I like to see everybody's reaction. But if I don't watch it by myself because then I just sit here and rock back
Yeah,
and forth, cry and
it is what it is. It happened. Just gotta move forward, right?
yeah.
And you're also kind of branching out and trying new things and new avenues. And you've been kind of doing some internal work and therapy as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, I did. I kind of wish I had started before All Star 6. But I had, but not a lot. But yeah, I really was kind of yeah, I had reached a point where I felt like it was time for me to kind of explore some things.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have any TV projects in the works right now?
Um, do I? No. But I do have I did a part in a movie called Meat,
Yeah,
Meat, and it's a gay horror slasher film that's
nice.
I'm not sure when it's coming out, but I'm pretty excited because I've always wanted to be in a horror movie, and now I can say I'm in a horror movie.
There you go. And you've also been involved with Frank Barter Smith's Open to It, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yes.
Yes, that's
That's a
there.
really fun show. I love Frank. And yeah, it's a fun part to play because I'm just kind of bitchy.
That's always fun to play.
I'm Laganja's bitchy drag mom.
Oh my God, I love it. Yes.
So,
Amazing.
and I love Laganja, so it's fun to work with her too.
Yeah, she's amazing. I love it. Well, Pandora, what are some other future goals you hope to accomplish with your drag or music or entertainment, overall entertainment career and platform?
Well, I would like to stay relevant. That's usually the top of a
Always a
career
goal.
choice. Yeah, I mean, I would love to do more theater, and I wrote a play in like 2009 called The
Okay.
Lipstick Massacre, and Kasha Davis was in it. She played my mother, which I thought was funny because we're about the same age, and so it's funny to have her play my mother. Uh, it's a comedy murder mystery, and so I would love to do more of that and write some more things, and I would love to do more behind the scenes work too. So
Okay.
then I don't have to get in drag.
There you go. There you go. Would you like to do some directing?
Yeah, I would love to do directing or producing. I want to get more into writing. And I have to remind myself I did write all the songs on my album. So that is writing.
That is writing. Yes, that does count.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, Pandora. Well, how can one stay up to date with you?
Through my website, pandorabox.com, the extracts and box marks the spot. I backed up my own tagline for a second, but yeah, usually everything's there, and I'm on Instagram and all of that, and I have a mediocre TikTok.
Hey, it's there, so it counts.
Yeah.
Well, then before we wrap up, are there any other upcoming projects or anything else you'd like to mention or plug at this time?
I don't think so. I mean, the biggest one is my album. I hope people buy it. If you buy it, it's even better for me. If you listen to it, that's great. I watch the video. So, and look out, and hopefully there'll be more music videos. So on
Videos?
the
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Fantastic.